Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. Today we are going to discuss about 15 programming cheat sheets that you don't know. You will not believe that it's free. You don't know that it's free. You know this in that when you want to learn programming, you go to Udemy or Coursera, you choose a particular programming language you want to learn, choose a particular course, pay and start learning. At the end of the day, you might not even finish that project, you might not even finish that tutorial because you are not understanding what they are teaching, or you are not getting deep knowledge of what's happening, or at the end you will lose focus. But today I'm going to show you 15 cheat sheets that are free for both beginners and experienced developers. You might want to just look at this thing, it's free. So by the time you look at it and have a little bit of understanding, when you go to Udemy, Coursera or wherever, or when you want to do your own project, you will know that you've had basic understanding of these programming languages. So today I'm going to discuss that, starting from MySQL, Python, JavaScript, Java, Angular, Vue, so many of them. So let's get started.
So the first cheat sheet we are going to talk about is for JIT commands. If you are not conversant with JIT commands and you want to learn, this particular page is for you. Look at it. Simple and short. To initialize JIT init, it will create a new repository. JIT clone, it will clone a particular URL, a particular repository. This is the new directory name. For you to add a file to your repository, JIT add. Everything is simple. Everything is there with example. Look at it. Git reset file in working directory to be the same as the head last commit. This reset commit ID resets file in a working directory to be the same as the commit specified. Git commit with message, git diff. So if you look at this, you see that all git commands are here with example and explanation. Git clean, git revert. So if you are finding difficult learning about git, I would advise you to look at sheetography, and this cheat sheet is being developed by IT The best thing that happened here is that I can even download this cheat sheet as PDF. For example, click on it, look at it here. So I'll download PDF 5 pages. Look at it. In few seconds now, my download will start. So I've successfully downloaded. I'll just save. So this is what I'm saying. The next cheat sheet that we are going to talk about is Python cheat sheet. The web address is quickref.me/python. I will still put the address on description below. Now, if you have interest in Python and you want to learn Python, this is a cheat sheet for you to learn. Look, for example, look at hello world program, print hello world, this is the answer. This sheet chart showing you how to declare variables in Python. Age 18, that is type of integer. Name John, type of string. Print name, it will print John. It's telling you Python can't declare a variable without assignment. This is data types. This is how string works. If you want to know about slicing a string, that is cutting part of the string, 2, 3, 4. This is how you do it. If you want to know about list, this is how you do it. You can even see more of string when you look at Python strings: array, looping, slicing string, string length, multiple copies, concatenation, check strings, formatting, and the rest of them, right? If you want to know about list more, click on this. It will take you to Python list, where you study and learn how to use Python list. So If you want to learn about flow control, look at it. Number two, num 200. If num is greater than 0, print num is greater than 0, else print num is not greater than 0. If you want to see a full class about this, click on flow control. It will take you. Look at it. You see, look at it. Look at if statement. If you want to see for loop, look for item in range 6. If item is equal to 3, break, print item, else print finally finished. If you want to see complete tutorial about this, click on this loop. This is Python for loop class, for loop tutorial. This cheat sheet is bomb, believe me. There is nothing you want to learn about Python that you cannot see here for free. I said for free. Look, JSON like object, integer casting, Python advanced type, Python strings, Python f string, Python list, Python flow control. So if you are looking for where Python module, Python file handler, Python classes and inheritance. So if you are looking for where to learn Python for free, at least get basics before you jump into a paid class, this cheat sheet is a good place to start. The next one I want to talk about is JavaScript cheat sheet, and the URL is htmlcheatsheet.com/js. If you come inside this page, you will see how to add JavaScript on page script, how to add it as external file, how to set timeout, how to declare function, how to create a function and use a function. You will see how to get elements by ID. You will see for loops, JavaScript for loop, while loop, do loop, break, continue. You will see how to declare variable. You will see if, else statement, operators, value, bitwise, arithmetics, event. You will see a whole lot of events, or mouse click event, or mouse out event, or keyboard down event, forms, on form submit event. You will see all of that. Look at array manipulation, how to slice array, how to pop, how to push, how to join array to string. You will see all of that. You will see how to pass array to JSON. You will see every single thing you need to know about JavaScript on this cheat sheet. It's something that once you bring out your time and go through it, this cheat sheet is free. So if you want to learn JavaScript, this is a good place to start. Look at the basics, look at different topics. You can even look at this topic, then go and study that topic outside, come back and look at it again. The most important thing is this is free and it is concise, it is understanding, and it is refined. So I expect that by the time you are done with this page, you will know 1, 2, 3, 4, so many things about JavaScript that will give you an insight to determine what exactly you want to do. Another one is SQL cheat sheet. You can get it at this URL sqltutorial.org/sql-sheet-sheet. If you want to learn about basic SQL, I advise you to check this SQL cheat sheet. I made a video on basic SQL commands. I'll drop the link on the description. But before then, look at this sheet. Select C1, C2 from T. This shows you how to select from table. Select all from T. Select C1, C2 from T where condition. This is a cheat sheet and it's free. The reason why I am concerned about this is you don't need to pay anyone. If you are not sure if you are going to learn, start from this. It's actually free, right? Look at it and practice. Managing table, using SQL constraint, modifying data. This SQL cheat sheet will show you whatever you need to know. Look at the queries. You can even copy these queries. Look, then you've copied the query and test if it works for you, and debug. Little by little, you will see yourself doing wonders with MySQL. It's how to create table, int, create table ID, int, primary key name, varchar, not null, price, int for 0. Drop table, how to delete a table, alter table, add column, add constraint, drop constraint, how to rename a table, truncate using SQL constraint. So on this, I will advise you to look at this SQL sheet. It's bomb. It's something that will add value to your life. And remember, it's free. It's free. It's free. This is SQL sheet. The next one is batch scripting cheat sheet. The URL is devhints.io/bash. If you want to know about if you want to know about bash scripting, you can use this cheat sheet. The introduction is there, the example is there, the explanations are there. Look at how to create a variable, look at the example introduction, how to create a string quote, how to use wildcard, how to use functions, how to do shell execution, conditional execution, conditionals, strict mode, brace expansion, how to do basic batch scripting, how to do substitution, how to add a comment on batch script, substring, length, loops, function. On the loops, basic for loops, see like loop, ranges, forever, reading line, functions, how to define a function, how to return a function, how to raise errors, argument, conditional statement, how to do a conditional statement on bash, file condition example, how to create arrays and working with arrays, operations, iterations, how dictionaries, working with options, globe, commands, expansion, operation, other miscellaneous topics, right? This will guide you if you want to learn about batch scripting. Remember, the URL is devhints.io/bash. I will add the URL on the description. Remember that this cheat sheet is free and you can always get it. So before you go to make that payment for that tutorial, know if you can at least acquire the basics here so that you don't stop that tutorial that you paid for halfway because you are not understanding what they are teaching. The next one is HTML cheat sheet, and the URL is htmlcheatsheet.com. If you want to learn about HTML, dive in here. I'll drop the URL as well at the description. If you want to learn about HTML, dive in here. Every basic thing you need for now about HTML is here, creating table, div, and the rest of them. Just find yourself here. It's free, htmlcheatsheet.com. If you want to learn CSS, that's cascading style sheet, still on HTML cheat sheet/CSS. This is a cheat sheet that will help you look at all the properties of CSS, properties that you will need. Look at all the CSS properties that you need, and this is actually how to apply them. These are the basics, and these are the selector. You can select with div paragraph, with class, with ID, with div class name. So many ways you can actually select and apply these properties. So if you had the intention of learning CSS, if you had the intention of knowing more about CSS or learning CSS, I will advise you to check htmlcheatsheet.com/CSS. If you want to learn about SASS, that's synthetically awesome style sheet, this is a cheat sheet for it. The URL is devhints.io/SASS. If you get into this place, you see introduction, variable, nesting, comments, mixing, extend. You see a whole lot of things, color function, mixing, and the rest of them. So if you are interested in learning SASS, I will advise you to dive in here. I'll drop the link at the description box. If you want to learn about Tailwind, I would advise you to check netcave.com/tailwind cheat sheet. Here you will see the properties, how to name your small, medium, large, extra large, 2 times large of any CSS property on Tailwind. This flexbox, this grid, size and box alignment. You see how you are going to align yours, justify start, justify end, depending on what you want to justify. Borders, you see how you want to do border radius, rounded, none, rounded, small, rounded, medium, long, border width. These are border properties, spacing, background, tables, transition, typography, text color, text opacity, font family, font size, font smithing, and the rest of them. Tables, transition, and animation. That's if you want to do tailwind transition and animation, typography, filter, effects. So if you want to learn about Tailwind, I advise you to check this cheat sheet for free. Remember the keyword for free. Before you pay for any class, check out this cheat sheet, this Tailwind cheat sheet. The next one is React cheat sheet. So for those of you who want to learn React, you can use upmostly.com/ultimate-react.js-sheet-sheet. I will put it on the description box. You can learn how to define your class component, functional component define using the function keyword. You can learn how to do player class component. You can learn how to do default import, name import. You can also learn how to use props, using props in class component, using props in functional component, using props by destructuring the prop objects. Efficient prop passing, how to pass prop, template literals, children's prop, spreading using children prop, default, state in class components, state in functional components, modifying states, complex state operation, object, hooks, use state and use effect, and so many of them, right? With examples, you can actually learn how to use React using this React chit chat. It doesn't take you anything to come and check it out, right? Remember, before you dive into React, make sure that you've learned a little bit of JavaScript. The next one is Angular cheat sheet. Is on angular.io. If you look at it, you will see introduction, how to do import, ng modules, declaration, provider, how to implement Bootstrap on it. You will see overview, components, templates, directive, dependency injection. It even have developer guide, standalone, change detection, routing and navigation, how to create forms, how to call HTTP client, image optimization, testing, internalization, animation, service workers and PWA, web workers, server-side rendering, pre-rendering, Angular libraries. You will see the best practices if you want to know the best practices on what to do. Angular tools, development workflow, CLI builder, language service, dev tools. You will now see tutorial, real life tutorial, and the rest of them. So if you want to learn about Angular, I will advise you to look at angular.io/guide/cheat sheet. I'll put the URL on the description box, and I hope this helps you. So the next thing is Vim cheat sheet, and the URL is vimrtor.com. If you want to learn Vim, you can use this cheat sheet. Look at all the visual commands, registers, cursor movements, cut and paste. If you are interested in learning Vim, I will advise you to look at this cheat sheet. So the next one is on Linux command. It's a cheat sheet for Linux commands line developed by Dave Child. If you want to learn about Linux command, you can actually use this cheat sheet. The URL is cheatography.com/DaveChild. I will share this URL on the description as others. So when you get yourself into this place, you will see all the bash commands, all the directly operations, all the nano shortcuts, all the list options, all the bash shortcuts, bash variable, file operation, IO redirection, search file, screen shortcuts, file permission, and the rest of them. So this will make you get yourself acquainted and familiar with Linux commands. The next one is the ultimate Docker cheat sheet. If you want to learn about Docker, I will advise you or will encourage you to check this Docker cheat sheet. The URL is dockerlabs.collabnix.com. I will share it on the description box as usual. Container management CLIs. That's the command to manage container. Inspecting the container, interacting with the container, image management commands, image transfer commands, builder main commands, and so on. I hope you enjoy this eye-opener on free cheat sheet that can help you to get better at your workplace. Please don't forget to share, don't forget to like, don't forget to drop your comments, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel.